Hey, what's happening, peeps? We back again with another one. I appreciate y'all tuning in to today's episode. As always, like, comment, subscribe to the channel. It helps out for the algorithm. But tell a friend to tell a friend. I appreciate all the feedback I've been getting. Keep it coming. Let me know what you want to hear more of. I want to deliver more of what you want to hear. And so, what I want to talk about today is when's the best time to actually start looking for a new opportunity, right? And some people will say, it seems like it's an obvious situation or obvious question or topic and when I should look for a new opportunity, right? If I didn't get the pay raise or I didn't get the promotion I wanted, or I feel like during my job, I might be getting laid off, or, I'm not feeling appreciated like I previously was, or I've never felt appreciated, right? And so those are all good reasons why you should, potentially look for a new job. But what I want to talk about is when's the best time to look for a new job, right? And I want to get you in the right mindset on this as well. So the best time to actually start to look for a new job, as crazy as it might sound, is when you're in a job and you're enjoying it, right? You're in a role, you feel comfortable in it, you're feeling appreciated, you're feeling valued, compensated. Everything is moving in a direction in which you're feeling pleased with, or you like where it's heading or trending towards there as well. And there's some reasons why I feel like that's the best time to actually look for a new job here as well. And I'm going to talk about them here because I think once I share this information, I think it'll at least give you a good perspective on it in terms of getting you in the right mindset and why I feel this way. So the first reason I'll kind of give you a little bit of a story. You ever feel like real starving, right? You're just hungry, you haven't eaten, and you go to the grocery store, right? What do? You buy everything that's in sight. You don't have any kind of process or kind of any checklist of why you're buying it. You're just buying food for the simple fact that you're hungry, and you need to get something to nourish you to be able to get you fed. And so when you're in that situation, you're moving from a place of desperation, right? And so if you're in a job that you feel comfortable in, you feel appreciated in, things are going well, you enjoy the job, you're in a good mindset to be able to assess whether an opportunity is worth your time. And you're not feeling like you have to take the opportunity because things in your current role are so bad. So that's kind of the first reason I want to make sure you start to think about from a mindset perspective is you're not desperate, right? You're in a good situation. And so, it keeps you in a position where you have a little bit of leverage, if you will. I'm going to talk about that in a moment here. But you're just in a good space to be able to assess things and not be emotional or just trying to be able to make a quick move and not fully think it through or process it through to make sure it's a sound decision that you're making there as well. The next one I have in terms of a reason is if you're in a job that you enjoy, you feel like it's a good position, for someone to try to get you to take a new job, it's really going to have to give you something that you feel is better than what you're currently in, right? So that goes back to what I've kind of said about starving and kind of being in a role of desperation, right? If you're in a job and you hate it, or it's it's not good, and you feel like, hey, you're not feeling appreciated, right? You're more likely to accept something that's lesser than what you're actually looking for, just for the simple fact you want to get out of where you're currently at. And so if you are in a job you enjoy, things are going well, you like, the environment that you're in, for someone to come and say, hey, we want you to come work at our company or take this job, they have to sell you on why this is a better situation than what you're currently in, because you're going to essentially say, hey, I'm in a good position, I'm comfortable with it, I like where I'm headed. Like, you tell me why it's a good position, sell me on this, because most oftentimes when we're people are applying for jobs, we're trying to sell ourselves to company A, right? I want you to hire me because, right? And so it's the opposite, right? It's the opposite situation, right? You need to tell me why you want me to come take this role. And so, it just puts you in a little bit of a better position overall, and make sure that you come in with a clear mindset, and they really got to make you they got to roll out the red carpet for you to be able to want to accept or even pursue this opportunity there as well. So wanted to touch on that. The third one I have here listed is just when you're in that situation, you're going to be able to better negotiate terms, conditions, um, whether you accept the role or don't accept the role there as well. And it's a good situation, right? So think about it again. I go back to kind of the previous what I just said, right? I'm in a good position. I want you to sell me on this job. I get to make my demands, right? And these are my demands. It's for you to be able to get me to come to your organization. I need you to meet my demands. And if you don't meet my demands, it's no biggie. Hey, best of luck to you. I'm going to stay where I'm at. If something changes, reach out to me as well. So you have a position of leverage in that situation where, when you're in one of those jobs it's just something's a negative reason why you're leaving, you're more likely to compromise on some of your demands because you need to get the new opportunity that you're pursuing there as well. So you're gonna be better in negotiating. It also just helps you in terms of negotiating with your current job, right? If you enjoy your job, you can still say, "Hey, company A was trying to reach out to me to offer me A, B, C," right? And so, you can always use that as a negotiation with your current job to be able to receive some other type of benefit or compensation or whatever the case may be. But it definitely puts you in a much better position to negotiate with that company or within your current job as well. It's always a piece of leverage that you have to utilize for yourself there as well. So, next one I have on here is in those conversations, right? You're having it, if it's in your industry, in your field, it gets you kind of a gauge of the market value that maybe what your market value is, right? And so, you have A, B, and C skill set, certain years of experience, this certification, qualifications as well. And the market is kind of saying we're willing to pay we're willing to pay this for this particular person, or understanding how that compares to what you're currently getting paid. And so I previously just kind of mentioned it helps you for negotiation, but it also just helps you kind of know what your value is in the marketplace. And that's important because a lot of times when you're in one of those good jobs, or the jobs that you enjoy, and you really feeling like it's a good position, you just kind of disconnect from what the marketplace is setting, or what your market value is. And that's how you can get behind the gap in terms of compensation or skill set or whatever the case may be. And so it makes sure that you always have an understanding of what's going on within your particular industry, in your marketplace, in your role, some with your qualifications there as well. And so it just makes sure that you're staying abreast with where you are and not falling behind the curve, whether that's compensation, skill set, whatever the case may be, so that you can continue to have a successful career there as well. And then the last one I have here is it helps you build connections with recruiters, right? So even if you're not really interested in a job, it's a really good idea for you to just tell the recruiter, "Hey, unfortunately, I'm not interested at this time. I really do appreciate you thinking of me for this opportunity. Love to stay in contact with you if anything changes. Happy to, reach out to you, or you reach out to me if anything changes on your end." Also, if you're in a position where you have a network of people, you may be able to recommend a friend for that, or a peer for that particular role there as well. And so the recruiter is more than welcome for you to they'll be more than happy for you to actually recommend someone for the role, right? Because they know you're going to be able to recognize a qualified candidate that they may not be able to have access to because they're not in your network. That person doesn't know about the job, whatever the reason is. But they feel like, hey, if we've talked to you, we understand your skill set, your knowledge, your experience, and you're saying, hey, person A could also be a good person for this role. You'll help person A, you'll help the recruiter, and in return, the recruiter will also think about you if another opportunity comes open. They'll reach out to you again and say, hey, think you could be a good fit. And if the very least you don't know anyone, maybe you know someone else as well. And so I've been in situations where, recruiters have reached out to me and asked me about jobs and opportunities. And so I may have not been the person, but hey, I knew someone who might be a good candidate. And so referred that individual or recruiter over to that person, made the connection, that person was able to be hired. And it's just a win-win situation. It just creates a positive experience. But when you're in a situation where you're kind of in a desperation mode to find a job, your blinders are on and you can't even see that your friend is actually a perfect candidate for this role, or your peer is a perfect candidate for this role. And if you actually look at this role, this is actually not something that you want to do. This is just something that you're doing as a band-aid to a bigger situation just going on as well. And so, those are kind of the 5 that I have that I feel that, if you would taking those into consideration, I hope that helps you understand why I feel that when you're in a good situation, that's the best time to actually look for a new opportunity. And that doesn't mean that you should be out here just applying for jobs, but I would definitely say at least once a month or every other month, just start to look and see what's out there in your industry on the job market. Stay on your LinkedIn, follow different recruiters, stay in contact with recruiters and have conversations with them periodically there as well. Because again, you want to strengthen that network, because the stronger that network is that you have, the better off it's going to be for you and be able to, and also for your friends, family, peers, etc. as well. And so let me know in the comments what you think about this. Do you feel like I'm right? Do you feel like I'm wrong in terms of my mindset when I think about the best time to look for a new job? Let me know if there's any other things that you feel that, would be another reason why this is the best time to look for a new job, or your mindset of how you go about it in those situations there as well. And topics, anything else that you guys want me to talk about, let me know in the comments below. But as always, I appreciate you all tuning in for today's episode. I hope you found some value in it. And if I'm lit and you lit, then we lit. So stay lit. I'm out.